great. Okay, so we're gonna take our first call here.
Okay.
Yo, what's up? You're talking to Derek and Meg, the Heartslayers. It looks like your microphone is muted.
Okay, yeah.
Hi.
Hey, how's it
Figured
going?
out. It's pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good.
We're doing a different setup here. I don't know if people at home can see your name, but
I don't think they can.
I don't think they can. So we're just gonna keep it anonymous. Anonymous caller.
No, I actually called before, like a couple of months before, so it's fine.
What did you call us about last time?
I called because I was dating or sort of dating someone that had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And I called you guys because I was like, I didn't know actually what to do. And basically you told me that I should like tell her to break up with his boyfriend because they were like barely seeing each other. And I don't know if you guys remember.
I don't
either.
I vaguely remember. We told you should get your boyfriend to break up with his other boyfriend.
No. I was dating this girl, or kind of dating this girl that had a boyfriend.
Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember. So you
Yeah,
were dating a girl who had a boyfriend, and
Yeah.
it was like, wasn't he like shitty or something?
I mean, he was shitty to her, and like they didn't see each other, like never. They like a few months, a couple of times a month, something like that.
Okay.
So
what's
actually,
the update then? How have things been going since we last talked?
well, that same night that I called, I met with her and we went to like watch a movie.
Yeah.
And after that was done, I told her like that she should break up with him because like I wanted to be with her. So she said that it was like very complicated for her. Like she didn't really want to be in a relationship at this moment. Like she knew that she had to break up with his boyfriend, but she didn't actually want to date me properly.
Okay.
So we met once more after that, so I could like give her something that was hers, and I was like, yeah, I don't think we should see each other anymore. Like, we can talk and be friends, but yeah, you're right. Like, I don't wanna like date you if you're actually in a relationship and you clearly don't want anything else to do with that.
Okay.
So after a week of that, she texted me that she had broke up with his boyfriend. And I was like, do you want to like go out and talk about it? I was trying to be like friendly, but basically after that, we've been together for 2 months now, like properly. And I'm convinced that if that day that I told her like that I actually wanted to be with her, I haven't done that because of you guys, I think I will never be with her at this point. And I'm very happy right now. So I just wanted to thank you guys.
Wow. So this is a happy
Crazy.
ending. So
Yeah.
you took our advice, and at first things got a little rough and confusing, but then eventually she
Yeah.
broke up with her boyfriend, and now you guys are dating each other. You've been together for 2 months, you said?
Yeah, we've been like traveling, we've been like seriously, I think this is like one of the best relationships I've ever had. And I'm very happy. So like yeah, I think it's because like I actually did what you guys told me to do. And it worked wonderfully. And
Well, you know what?
I'm very happy right now.
That's the best. This is the best call we could have had to
Yeah,
start off our
honestly.
special live episodes of Heartslayer.
Yeah, I've been thinking about calling like I don't know every Monday, but then I was like maybe I should call on 64 day. So it's like I don't know, at least something good. It's like a good call. I don't know.
That's awesome.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great news. Well, we appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we're happy to have set you straight in your relationship. And yeah, I mean, we thank you very much for the
Yeah.
update.
Yeah, I thank you guys really. Like it's been like a wonderful couple of months for me, and I think you guys are like very important to the fact that all of this has happened. So thank you guys.
Well,
Seriously.
we take full credit for your relationship. So
Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
calling us. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. And, hope it's all good from here on out. And if you run into any more problems, feel free to call us up and we'll fix them for you.
But hopefully not.
I will. Yeah. Hopefully
All
not,
right.
but anything happens, I will call you guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.
Have a good.
Oops.
Oh, we're going to have a good. Not as good as you. Yeah. Hey, we set him straight. Usually we end a call by saying good luck, but this one we
Hey.
say congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's happening? We're live, so I don't want to call out your screen name, but I believe we've spoken in the past.
Yeah, I've called in like once or twice.
Nice. Well, why don't you give us a recap of some of your past calls?
Oh, let's see. Usually most of my the calls I give, I think it was usually just about about just icebreakers, like how to, approach people and talk to people. Just because, I always like to overthink everything before approaching, and then I always just like self-sabotage myself.
Okay. And what did we tell you?
You basically just told me, just don't overthink it and just go for it.
Yeah, nice. That sounds like the advice we would give.
Sounds like us.
So, what are you calling us about today?
I guess I was calling because one of my roommates is out of town right now because they're in a long distance relationship. So they went out to basically spend a week with them. And I guess I was just kind of wondering, do you have any advice for that type of relationship?
Your
just like a long distance relationship.
friend is calling, or you're calling on behalf of your friend who's in a long distance relationship, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Is their relationship going good?
Yeah, I mean, I see them like talking like every night. Yeah, they're out in the state. I don't want to get too much details, but they're over at their place for the first time, and maybe if it goes well, then they'll come over to the other place sometime. But they seem like they're having a really good time.
How far away is how big is the distance in this long distance relationship?
About 2 states.
2 states. So it's a plane ride to see each other, or are they driving?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's not your relationship, so I mean, I don't know if there's any problems in the relationship or what kind of advice we could give.
Well, I don't know. I want to be supportive of my roommate, and if you had any advice for that type of relationship. I mean, they seem to be doing pretty well.
I mean, it's tough for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as long as they're making it work, like communication is such a big thing in long distance relationships that's all you can really do since you don't have the ability to really hang out together,
Yeah, my advice is get out. My advice, I mean, that's your only option. You're either,
It's not your only option.
You're either going to break up or
somebody moves.
or not be in a long distance relationship because one person's going to move close to the other one. So
Well, yeah.
it's a sustainable model. There's no such thing as a long distance relationship that's a long-term long distance relationship.
Right.
So, what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in a long distance relationship for like a year.
Has it really been that long?
It's been that long. Can you believe that? It
That's,
doesn't feel like it, huh?
Do you guys talk every single day?
We do.
That's rough.
What, you don't talk to your girlfriend every single day?
I try not to.
Oh, okay.
I do, but it's about like casual
But
stuff.
I hate it.
Like,
Well,
what do you want to eat for dinner?
Yeah, I guess, but
When
honestly,
I was in a long distance relationship, talking every single day was a chore for me.
See, it's never felt like a chore for me.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, maybe that's why my LDR didn't work out.
probably.
It was always like, what'd you do today? The same shit I did yesterday. You already know what my routine is. What are we doing here?
Yeah. But also, like you said, mine isn't going to be a long distance for much longer.
Yeah.
So
And there was always like, so you want to come see me soon? It's like, oh my God, I have to check my bank account. I'm dying here. So they're tough.
Yeah.
That's all you could say is they're tough.
yeah.
Okay.
But luckily you're not in a long distance relationship, so we don't have to tell this to you.
Oh yeah. I mean, if anything, I just hope my roommate doesn't move out because then that means I have to pay more rent. But other than that, I hope it goes really well for them.
Well, either your roommate's moving out or
Girlfriend's
you're getting
moving
a
in,
third
yeah.
roommate.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I'd start preparing for change anyways, because it's coming. It's unavoidable.
Yep. Or they'll break up and everything will be fine.
Yeah, there's always that option. The nuclear option.
Nuclear option. All right. Well, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call. Take care.
Happy 64 day.
Thanks, same to you.
And if you guys want to call in, it's bit.ly/Heartslayers for our Discord.
I'm so hard on long distance relationships.
I know you are. You kind of gave up that for a little bit, but I see you're back on that train.
Well, it's my shtick. It's
Well,
kind
yeah.
of, it's a little bit of a joke. but,
Everybody's like, I know you fucking hate these.
I don't fucking hate them. You know what? The truth of the matter is, if you find somebody that makes you feel special and you care about them and they fill an emptiness in your life,
Yeah,
then that's good, regardless of whether they live close to you or not.
totally.
But that's the romantic side of my brain.
Well,
Then there's the logical side of my brain that says, that fucking sucks. That
No,
you have somebody you
I'm-
care so much about and they're like not
there.
physically available because they're, hours away from you.
well, okay. Before I met my boyfriend, I was a hard no on long distance relationships. So
Yeah.
it depends person to person, I think.
I guess so.
But it does suck. I'm with you there.
I do have a sneaking suspicion. Maybe I shouldn't say this on the live show, but I'm going to get real for a moment.
Tell me.
I think that there's a huge portion of people who spend a lot of time on the internet and they don't like socializing.
Totally.
And so they find themselves
In an internet
falling
relationship.
into long distance relationships because their mode of meeting people is through the computer.
Yeah.
And they could have a close distance relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not putting themselves out there because it's easier to be themselves behind a computer screen. They can let their guard down. Because when you're communicating with somebody over the computer, it's not just like a physical attraction thing. It's more of like an emotional, like getting to know somebody.
Right.
Just it's pure communication. It's all personality.
Uh-huh.
It's a whole different like ball game than meeting somebody in person.
No, exactly.
And so sometimes that skill set involved in meeting somebody in person is never developed.
Mm-hmm.
And for those people are perfectly capable of having short distance relationships and being in a, having somebody close by that could be really special for them, but they never like get that chance.
Yeah.
Because they don't put themselves out there.
Makes sense.
So I want to encourage people to put themselves out there.
It's not as scary as you build it up in your head.
Yeah.
So
And I encourage that by shitting on long distance relationships. That's the kind of person I am.
I get it.
I feel bad because you're in a very good one. And
yeah, I think I got lucky.
yeah, you totally got.
Yeah.
It's like you won the lottery.
I know.
And you're like, play the lottery.
Hey,
You could
fuck
win.
it.
I mean, come on, the odds of winning are so low. I'm just being an asshole again. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, but if you had the choice to be in a close distance relationship,
Oh, 100%.
well, I win.
Yeah,
There
well,
you
I
go.
mean, like I said, it's not going to be long distance forever because it's a good relationship.
Oh,
So, there you go.
Meg's moving away, guys.
No.
All right. Hey, what's up?
Hey, howdy. Let me mute the stream. Hey.
Hi.
I don't know if you want us to say your name or if you want to stay anonymous.
You can say my name.
All right, anonymous caller. We're just gonna keep you
Your
anonymous. for the
name
fun of
now
it.
is Anonymous
Yeah,
Caller.
that's your name. We've talked to you before, though.
Yeah.
Why don't you give everybody a recap of what we've talked about in the past?
if you want. The last time I called, it was about dealing with just getting ghosted, and that doesn't really need to go any further. I had something a little more cerebral
Okay.
this time to talk about, and it actually kind of ties into what you were talking about and getting out and taking the plunge and seeing people in person.
Yeah.
One of the things I've always tried to do to increase my interpersonal skills is just having good listening. And
Okay.
one of the things I've tried to do in searching for a relationship is listening to women more often, and I've found the best place to do that often is on the internet and social media, to hear women's stories about the sort of things they go through. And I guess my question is about like processing like the truth of what people have lived through without like internalizing the bad parts of it, like as if you were somehow responsible for it. When you hear like this aggregate of like bad stuff out there, when you're trying to just listen to people's stories and get a better perspective so that you can come into a relationship and not be what's the word I'm looking for, a presumptive prick.
Can you give us an example?
I guess this is kind of going to get kind of heavy. A big topic where I live in Alaska is things like sexual assault.
Okay.
Just stuff relating from drugs and alcohol and to just stuff like life that like things downtown, sex trafficking, all of that stuff. All of these stories about people not treating people like people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And to try and put that into a perspective of sometimes you get into a relationship with someone and they've been through some really heavy shit. You know, you talk to them and you're like, oh, in my previous relationship, I was physically abused, or I was mentally abused. Someone like belittled me every day or was gaslighting me. And so like you come into that the first time, you sometimes meet someone and you're not prepared. And so the next, like, you know, sometimes these relationships don't work out. And so like next time I meet someone, I want to be prepared if like they have a point of view of life that I haven't had before. But there's also like this feeling when you like listen to so much of this bad stuff that it's, you know, it like goes through you and it leaves some of it with you. Again, like this is kind of more of a cerebral topic about interpersonally relating with people, but also like trying to take people's stories and not like feeling like all of this bad stuff in the world is somehow even marginally your fault.
Well, why would you feel like it is your fault? You know,
I guess that's the point. Yeah, that is the point. I shouldn't feel this way. It's the thing is just listening too much, I guess, and not understanding your own place in it.
I mean, I think really the only thing is if you found yourself in a situation where someone was telling you like unfortunate story, I think all you have to do is show empathy. I don't think you have to like practice listening to those kind of stories, because I think that's just going to put a weight on your shoulders that isn't necessarily necessary, because you're not
And like it's not even like I come into it looking for this. I literally just like I'm browsing social media and stuff and listening to people, what people are putting out there. And I guess that is the problem, is the well I'm going to is often overwhelmingly negative.
Well, that's just the world right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't think of anything like more specifically relationship related, so I just thought this was like a good question about like interpersonal dealing.
Sure. Well, you know, I think it's important and good to be like empathetic to people.
Yeah, and to like be aware of these issues.
Yeah, and like understand what they've gone through. But at the same time, honestly, I feel like most people have gone through some form of pain and tragedy in their life. Most people have baggage and have gone through shit.
Right.
And it, you know, it's not really a competition
No.
to see who's been the most abused or had the most fucked up life.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
you know, I think like generally speaking, you can always relate to somebody who's gone through some trauma and experienced some pain, because if you think about it, you've probably gone through some trauma and some pain. It may not be the exact same thing, but
Yeah.
trauma and pain is something that everybody kind of experiences at some point or another.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess,
you know, well, I just feel like you don't need to feel guilty about what somebody else has gone through, because you've gone through your own stuff, and probably everybody out there has gone through
Well, yeah, it's kind of
some
like
shit.
feeling guilty for something that happened in like the 1600s or whatever. you know, because you can't help everybody. You can't change the course of their life.
Right.
So,
Right.
And some people
maybe
too,
that's all I needed to hear.
you know, you don't want to be, and I'll say this, maybe this is going to get me in trouble.
oh no.
You don't want to be an enabler because some people really love being miserable.
Yeah.
And they wallow in their misery.
That is the other like coin of it. Sometimes I wonder about when you see like that the well I go to is overwhelmingly negative, and I can't help but wonder how much of that is overplayed.
Yeah, and some people find their pain to be a source of power because they can use it to affect the way that they are treated by other people.
Yeah.
You know, I think the whole point is to become, you know, come to a place of healing where you're no longer like living that pain on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you meet somebody who doesn't help you come to that place, it might not be healthy for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
So you always want to be aware of you know, how you're helping these people when you listen to them. Yeah. I'm trying to say this gently and put it mildly because I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to
Derek,
like diminish people
like,
out there who have gone through trauma and experienced pain and say like,
Right.
get over yourself, stop wallowing in your own shit. You know, because it shouldn't be taken lightly.
No.
But at the same time, if you're not healing, if you're not doing anything about it, if you're not growing or moving beyond it, what purpose does it serve in your life? You know,
Yeah.
if it's this constant source of misery, and then you meet somebody like you who wants to be empathetic, who wants to like understand them, and their misery becomes your misery.
Right.
And now there's two people who are suffering from this traumatic experience, or multiple people who are suffering from this traumatic experience. Is that healthy? Is that really like contributing to a good life? I don't know.
Yeah. Other people's baggage isn't your baggage.
Yeah, totally. So it's good to be understanding and all of that, but it's also good to grow and always be moving forward.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think, exactly what I needed to hear as far as moving forward on this. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem. That's why we're here. Thanks for calling the Heartslayers.
Yeah, happy 64 day.
Happy 6-4 day. See ya.
Peace.
Ooh, I'm always quick to hang up on people. Oof. That's my
I feel
favorite
that.
term. All right, cool. Well, that was a nice little 3-call session.
Yeah,
If anybody
well,
else wants to give us a call, we are currently seeking calls on bit.ly/Heartslayers while we wait for the next call to queue up. Oh, there it is.
Don't have to wait.
Yeah, hell yeah. The answer to our prayers. Hello, what's happening? You're on the line with the Heartslayers, Derek and Meg.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Are you a new caller? Have we spoken to you before?
Yeah, I'm a new caller.
Great. Well, why don't you go ahead and let us know what your situation is?
Well, I just got out of a relationship about 2 months ago. And it was my first, I'd say, real relationship. I lived in San Diego for a year and then moved to Vegas and I got a new girlfriend.
Okay.
And so now I'm a college kid, and I guess my question is, I don't really have a chance to go out and meet people anymore. And I'm kind of worried about, I guess, interacting and meeting people out there. Does that make sense? I'm a little nervous right now, sorry.
That's all right. So you moved to a new town and you're just wondering how you're going to go about meeting new people. Did you say you're in a new relationship currently or you're not?
I was in a relationship in San Diego, and then I got cheated on with 3 different dudes.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Shit.
And then now I'm in Vegas and I'm going to college, and I was in a relationship with a girl for about 6 months, but it just wasn't working, so I had to break it off. So now I'm single and I'm just trying to, I don't want to get into a new relationship just to get into the rebound phase.
Yeah.
Well, I have good news.
What's that?
You're in college. There's a lot of people to meet.
He doesn't want to be in a relationship though.
Yeah, but you want to meet people, right? Whether
I
it's
want-
in a friendship or relationship sense.
Yeah, I'm just worried that, like, I guess 2 calls ago, you guys were talking about how people don't really interact so much. At least some people don't. They just stick on the internet 24/7.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just worried that I'll kind of stay excluded from social circles. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
How long ago did you break up with your last relationship?
2 months ago.
And how long did the relationship last?
6 months, not too long.
So you probably got about another month of getting over that relationship, I would say.
Yeah.
In about 4 weeks, I'm predicting you're going to be ready to start mingling again. I always think it takes about half the time of the relationship to get over. So
Yeah.
you dated for 6 months. It's going to take about 3 months to get over it. You're coming to the tail end of the breakup cycle. How long have you been living in Las Vegas?
I've been living here for about 8 months.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, like Meg said, you go to college, so you're probably going to meet a lot of people in college. What I was saying a few calls ago, it's not that people shouldn't use technology to meet others, but definitely like meet people close to you and then go meet them in person.
Yeah.
You know, don't just be looking for somebody who is a little bit unattainable, because sometimes, you know, you feel safe talking to somebody when you know they live far away, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking like, well, I can be open and honest with this person because I'm never really going to see them.
Right.
And then suddenly like that, it's like, oh shit, I have feelings for this person.
Oh, fuck.
Now I want to date them.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't use that safety net. I think,
All right.
you know, honestly, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever is great to communicate with people and get to know people and talk to them. And develop a friendship with them, especially if they live close to you, and then moving on from that, hang out in real life and see where it goes.
Right.
All right, thanks. Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Is that all right? So my last ex, she threatened to kill herself if we broke up, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on what you should do in that situation?
Is this the girl who cheated on you with 3 guys?
No, that was San Diego.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, this was the Las Vegas girl.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Why did you guys break up?
Our goals just weren't aligned. I wanted to focus on my education, and she wanted me to skip class 24/7 to smoke weed with her.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Sick.
Well, she sounds...
I mean, typically, like, from what I always hear about people threatening to kill themselves over, especially a relationship,
yeah.
it's just a manipulative tactic to try and keep you in the relationship, and it's super unhealthy.
You know, if somebody is that unstable and wants to manipulate the person they're with to stay with them, or else they're going to self-harm, it's a giant red flag that you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person.
It's straight up abusive.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, that's not okay.
It's kind
And they're
of
not
like
gonna do it.
it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, I'm afraid they're going to leave, so I'm going to threaten this really crazy thing and force them to stay together. That just makes the person definitely want to leave.
Yeah.
So I think you're not in the relationship anymore. You know, you have to tactfully remove yourself from the situation, because it's not like the person is necessarily lying or faking it. Like, they
Right.
won't attempt to hurt themselves, and then you'd feel really guilty, but
Right.
they can't put that on you.
No,
That's totally
and
unfair.
Honestly,
Right.
if you think that they're being serious about it, you could always just call the non-emergency police line and just be like, hey, this person's threatening their life.
Yeah.
You might want to check up on them.
And also, too, you could practice breaking up without having to hate the person. Because I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make when they're ending a relationship. They convince themselves, the only way I can end this relationship is if I totally fucking hate this person and they hate me and we're super incompatible.
Right.
And that is not the healthiest way to break up with somebody. Sometimes you really like somebody, you care about them a lot, you love them even, but the relationship is just not going to work. And that's okay to say, like, hey, I care about you a lot and I don't want to see you hurt yourself. And I don't even necessarily want to completely cut myself out of your life or cut off all communication, but I just don't think a relationship is working between us. Like, a romantic relationship is not compatible. You know, we can be friends, we can be important people in each other's life, but just not dating each other.
Right.
Yeah, when we broke up, I tried to keep the peace between us so that it didn't have to be a typical ugly relationship breakup.
Yeah.
But she did not want any of that either. So I guess it just happens.
Yeah, relationships just kind of sort themselves out, and if they're not good relationships, they'll eventually come to an end. That's just the way it is.
All right, well, thanks. I appreciate you guys taking my call. Hope you guys have a good 64 day.
Yeah, you
Thanks.
too.
Same to you. See
All right,
ya.
bye.
Okay, should we talk to somebody we know or somebody we don't know?
Go with the top one.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Hello, anonymous caller.
Yes, hello. I'm calling anonymously. I need your guys' opinion on something. What's the best way to tell someone that I have interactions to on a professional level that she continuously talks like a baby and I hate it?
Is this a real question?
Yes, 100%.
Straight up baby talk?
Well, not like all the time, but she slips in like "okay" or stuff like that, and I hate it.
Is this a coworker or
No, not a coworker, just someone I interact with on a professional setting is as much as I can say.
I don't think you have any right to say anything, unfortunately.
But I hate it.
Well, hold on. Let me think about this. I've never been in this situation.
No.
I've been around children who talk like a baby, and I just say
Well.
don't talk like a baby.
Well, I think that's a very different
But that's child.
thing, but this is like a professional setting, and I don't think you are allowed to.
Do I just have to like sit there and take it?
I think you do.
Oh, I hate it, but okay.
No,
I know,
I
it
don't know. This
sucks.
is like an episode of Seinfeld.
It's like, yeah, that or Curb Your Enthusiasm, because I can totally imagine that. I just think like you don't want it to come back to like your profession, because she's not a coworker. She's coming to you for something. So
Yeah, let's go with that.
yeah.
You know what? I would ask very.
Somebody said baby talk back.
Don't baby talk back. Don't
No.
read the chat. I would ask very frankly, like, almost in a diagnostic way. Why do you talk like that? And maybe not phrase it like that,
I
but
don't know, because
if they were saying like, "Ote, baby want the bottle," or whatever, goo goo gaga,
well-
you just take a moment and be like,
I'm baby.
"Excuse me, is there a reason why you sometimes use the baby talk?" And kind of, get them to explain to you why they feel like they need to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're unaware of it. Or maybe they have a really good reason. But I think opening up the conversation and opening up open communication is always the answer to like two people who have incompatible personality traits.
Right.
Non-judgmental, open communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
do.
I
Alright.
think the safer option is just leaving it alone.
If you can't leave it alone, hey, here's the thing. They're the one doing the baby talk.
Yeah.
Do they just expect our anonymous caller to ignore the baby talk? If you're expecting him to ignore the baby talk, why are you baby talking to begin with? Clearly, you're bringing it to the table. You're laying it out on the table.
I mean, that could just be their personality, because you wouldn't want to offend them. And like I said, you don't want it to come back to you as a professional.
You don't have to offend them. This is what I'm saying. Non-judgmental, open
Okay.
communication.
Okay.
Not judgmental whatsoever. Just be like, hey, I notice that sometimes you use baby talk. What's up with that?
Hey, where does Ote come from?
Hey, has anybody ever pointed out to you that sometimes you speak like a baby? And they'd be like, oh yeah, that's my thing. That's what I do. And you'd be
Hey,
like,
can you not?
what do you mean that's your thing? They'd be like, well, sometimes I think the world's too serious and I talk like a baby every once in a while just to bring everybody down. You'd be like, okay.
It's my inner child.
Yeah, it's like, because I kind of find it distracting sometimes. And maybe we could not do the baby talk.
Yeah.
Open, non-judgmental communication. I'm going to go with that
All right.
one.
I thank you for that, and I'll take it into consideration. Thank you very much, Heartslayers.
Thank you.
Thank you, anonymous caller. Good luck. Call us back and give us an update.
Please.
Will do.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Ote.
Bye. What time are we at here? Oh, we still got some time.
Yeah.
Hello, you're talking to Derek and Meg, the Heartslayers. What's up?
Howdy, guys. How's it going? Sorry, let me go mute the stream real quick. I was just sitting on the couch, so. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, real muted.
Oh, no.
That was a prank call.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, you're talking to Derek and Meg, the Heartslayers. What's happening? Oh, your
mic
microphone's
is
muted. Hello.
Oh my gosh, hello. Hi, I'm
Hi.
sorry.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to Heartslayers.
Hey, happy 64 day.
Yeah,
too.
same to you.
So I was looking for a little bit of advice regarding my best friend.
Okay.
And I don't know how else to put this, but I don't really want to be her best friend anymore. And not in like a mean way that's like I hate her, but it's just we've grown apart a little bit, and I've tried to tell her before that like it's just not the same as it was before, but now I try my best to like distance myself a little bit, but she's still kind of like obsessed with me and consistently calling me her best friend. So I was wondering if you guys had any insight to that kind of thing.
I have a girl that refers to me as her best friend, and I don't like her. So
Wow, you're calling my girlfriend out on the
No.
podcast. Wow.
she is my best friend. Are you kidding me?
I'm just kidding. You
not
don't
her.
like her?
Yeah, she's a shitty person. No, it's not Joy.
I know. I was just kidding.
No, I know. She's just kind of a shitty person, and I don't like to be associated with her, but she calls me her best friend to everybody I know.
She local?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And so what have you done about it? You just live with it?
Absolutely nothing.
This is like the baby talk situation.
Well,
You
yeah,
just ignore
I
it?
just fucking ignore it. I mean, oh my God, it's not Tina, I promise. But no, it's pretty much anybody that tells me that she's telling them that, I just go, oh, I don't like her. And they're like, oh, okay.
Well, caller, give us some more information about your situation. How long have you been friends with this person? And when did it start going downhill and why?
Yeah.
I would say it's been about 4 years since we became friends in undergrad, and we just graduated last year. I think it went downhill somewhere like 2 years ago. So about 2 years into the friendship, it started going downhill.
Yeah.
And I think it's because at first I was always saying yes to everything that she wanted because nobody else would. Like, hey, come out to this party with me. Hey, come to Six Flags this day with me. And I would always say yes, 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 yes. But now I have more interest in what I want, and it makes her unhappy. So now that I'm not convenient for her, it also doesn't make her happy, but she still wants me to do everything she wants to do because she's like lonely, I guess.
Okay.
Because I kind of am like her only friend, which is kind of sad. But you know, I've been trying to push her to like go make other friends that want to do what she wants to do. But it's like still kind of difficult because it's not that I don't want to be her friend or anything. I still like her and care about her, but
yeah.
it's difficult, and it's hard too because we are actually colleagues. We're both like teachers and we like work in the same city, so like we attend meetings together, but like everybody thinks we're still super close and stuff, but it's not really like that. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, you know what? My take on this is you don't have to accept the labels that other people put on you.
No.
Just because somebody says that you are their best friend doesn't mean that they are your best friend.
Exactly.
And that's okay. So you may actually very well be her best friend.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean
even though you
she's-
don't like her very
Yeah,
much.
Exactly.
And that's something she gets to decide. You know, she gets to say who her best friend is.
Yeah.
That being said, I would just stand up for yourself and just don't do the things you don't want to do, and don't let her pressure you into participating in activities you don't want to.
Yeah.
I've actually been there too, where I've had guys tell me like I was their best friend, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be the best man at my wedding," and I was just thinking to myself like,
No, I'm not.
am I even going to your wedding? Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? But you know, like if they want to hang out, they call me. If I'm feeling up to it, I will answer the phone and have a hangout session.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling up to it, I would just be like, boop, and
don't force it.
silence the call. And honestly, like I don't owe this person anything. Just because they say I'm their best friend doesn't mean I have to be on beck and call 24 hours a day. And sometimes they would end up bitching me out. They'd call me up and be like, yo, I called you up. You don't even want to hang out. Like, whatever. And I just be like, excuse me.
Alright,
Like, are we
sorry.
dating? Like,
You don't owe them anything.
yeah, break up with me if I'm not a good boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
what do you want? This is a friendship.
Yeah, I actually had that happen to me a couple times where like we won't hang out for a little while and she'll call me up and be like, "Hey, like what's your problem? Like why aren't we hanging out?" And you know, it's hard because then you have to kind of try to distance yourself from it and be like, "Okay, that's not my problem. Like I'm not responsible for their emotions and how they feel and things like that." But I really liked what you said earlier too about like when you're in a friendship or a relationship, you want to make sure that you're bettering yourself from it as well. And so I'm trying to take it that way, that I'm only going to take from her what I see as beneficial, I guess. And then otherwise the rest of it is what it is, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
thank you so much for your advice.
I would call out their shit. Cause again, I'd have
Yeah.
that friend and
Yeah.
I would hang out with them sometimes. I'd be like, you know, I wish we hung out more. I'd be like, we're hanging out right now.
Exactly.
Like, what do
Yeah.
you, we're not going to spend this whole hangout session wishing we were hanging out. That's like stupid. So yeah, just
Yeah.
call out the bullshit and stand up for yourself, and maybe they'll get better or maybe they'll take the hint, but either way you improve the situation.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. I really like the way you guys put it together. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
thank you.
call. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Let's, we've got time for about one more.
Okay.
Maybe two, depending on what this call is like. Hello, caller. You're here talking to Derek and Meg, the Heartslayers. What's up?
Oh, hey guys. So, well, first off, happy Mega64 Day.
Thank you.
So my question is something I probably should have asked a while ago, but it's about pretty much an old group of friends I had. This might be a similar call to what was said before, but anyway, so pretty much I moved cities about 2.5 years ago, and these are a whole bunch of neighbor friends I grew up with, and we always hang out and like just hang at each other's house. But like what I found over time was that they only wanted to hang out with me when I was home and never actually went out and did stuff. Like they did stuff with each other together, but never with me. I was just the convenient type, I found out. So fast forward to about maybe a couple months ago, and like I get an invitation to one of these friends' wedding.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh yeah, I want you to go fly out to Boston," and I'm all the way in California, and like they haven't really acknowledged me or like checked up and said like, "Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?" And like the time I moved, so like 2.5 years pretty much. So my question is just, if someone kind of cuts off communication like that and only checks up with you on like social media, like the like a status or something, is it too big of an ask to go halfway across the country to a wedding for someone that you've practically never like met their like significant other or anything?
Well, Meg, do you have an opinion on this?
I mean, it's tough because I've found, like, as we get older and stuff, it's difficult to keep in touch with people. Obviously, when you're in high school and even college, you're keeping in touch pretty regularly. But sometimes people are just busy once they hit a certain age. Like, everybody's working, they're developing families, whatever. I got an invite to one of my previously close friends, like to their wedding, and I didn't go because it was in Tennessee,
Yeah.
and I hadn't spoken to her for a couple of years, and I didn't know anybody else that was going to be there, and it just felt like kind of a hassle for me. So, I mean, it kind of depends on your previous relationship with that person leading up until this point, I think. If you guys were really close, maybe it would be good for you to go. Maybe you could catch up, get an explanation why they haven't reached out to you. Or if you feel like it's just going to be awkward or a waste of time and money, then just I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I, try not to judge your friends is what I would say. There's so many people that I want to keep in contact with and stay in touch with, and I just don't have the time because I'm so busy, and it bums me out. Like, I wish I could go back a few years to when my schedule was really light and I could just party all the time and be friends with everybody. And I find myself reaching out to people who I haven't seen in a long time and saying like, hey, I wish we could hang out. But even the fact that I say that and they're like, yeah, me too, it never works out because we're just grown-ups now and we just don't have the time. Inversely, there's people who message me who want to hang out and it's like, well, yeah, I would, but I just, again, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's my fault or their fault that it's just not lining up. To answer your question specifically, you feel like these people never kind of checked in on you. You moved to California. You feel like maybe they forgot about you. You were a friendship of convenience. But were there times when you reached out to them and they were ignoring you? Or was it just that they were going on about their life and they just never happened to think about you?
Yeah.
Not in a malicious way, but, you know, it's just like...
friendship is a two-way street. So if you're not reaching out, why should they reach out to you?
Yeah,
That's kind of how
maybe
it
they
goes.
were wondering like why you weren't reaching out to them, why you didn't invite them over to California or something.
Right.
I will say inviting somebody to your wedding is not something you would do frivolously.
Right.
Because if that person accepts the invitation, you end up spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on that guest. You have to pay for their food. You have to add another place to your wedding. And I think every guest is like, you know, like $150 that it adds on to the cost. So they're spending money, you know, over.
Obviously, they want you to share in like this really important moment in their life.
Yeah, they're not just inviting every person they've ever known. They're gathering the people that they really care about. So to get a wedding invitation and be like, this person doesn't really care about me. I would say that they do because they thought of you for their wedding day, you know, and that's not something that you take lightly. So.
Right. I mean, the thing too is just that, like, I mean, I do care, and like, like financially right now, I feel like I could definitely get them like a gift off their registry or like give a gift like as a congratulations. But like, I'm at a point where I'm like where Meg is, where like I really can't go all the way, fly to Boston from California and go out to this wedding. Like, I wish her nothing but the best. It's also felt like the last couple of times I try to talk to them, all they want to do is just hang out, and like they only reach out to me whenever they want to hang out. They never reach out. Like, I should probably do more. I admit that I have been kind of slacking on kind of reaching out to them too, but like whenever I reach out, I always just get like a dumb meme response or like something like kind of not throwaway. I don't know. It's been a big cloud over my head, so it's like getting a little more perspective has really been great. But
well, you should do what's best for you. If you can't afford to go, they'll understand that. If you give them a gift, don't overspend.
Right. I think getting them a gift too is a really good compromise if you're not going to go to the wedding. Because they'll see like, oh, he was thinking about us, and it'll maybe give them a reason to reach out to you as well.
I think don't overcompensate with your gift. Don't spend a crazy, exorbitant amount of money to try to make them feel guilty and like they should reach out to you. Get something that's appropriate for the relationship that you have. I would say maybe don't have expectations in any relationship that would cause you to feel mad if those expectations aren't lived up to. You know, be realistic about who you're dealing with and what the relationship has been like in the past. Take it for what it is and try to improve upon it. If they only want to hang out at the house, hang out at the house. And then when you're going out, invite them to come along, you know, until it comes to a point where you're actively reaching out and trying to make the relationship better and they're shutting you down. That would cause me to consider like maybe this person, you know, doesn't really want to have this friendship.
Totally.
But, you know, sometimes I've been there too. I wait around for my friends to reach out to me and they never do. And then I get pissed off. And then I realized like, well, that's kind of unfair and a little bit of a waste of time on my part.
Absolutely.
Because they have their own shit going on.
I think people are always waiting around for somebody else to make the first move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hope that helps.
Yeah, that definitely gave me a whole bigger perspective on it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for the call. Happy 6-4 day.
Happy 6-4 day.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to wrap us up for today. We really appreciate everybody joining us on this very special edition of Heartslayers Live.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to the Heartslayers, you can call us up every Monday at 4 p.m. on Discord at bit.ly/Discord. You can also email us at heartslayers@mega64.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Gustavo and Derek Acosta only on Instagram.
And I'm at Furnace Woods on both.
And you can follow Heartslayers on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. for updates. We will be back in 1 week. Oh, and also, I don't need to tell this to people here today, but for just $1 on the Mega64 Patreon, you get access to all the Heartslayers episodes 1 week early, which gives you the competitive edge on all of your relationship problems. Thanks for watching. We're going to be back in just a few minutes with the conclusion of today's day-long stream. What's it going to be? Is it going to be POS TV? Is it going to be another session of watching old videos? Honestly, we don't know. We're going to go backstage and figure it out, but we'll be back very soon with some more streaming. So stick with us for this very special 6-4 day.
See you guys later.
See ya.